The night shift was over, but the city didn't sleep, and neither did Ava Coleman. Rain slid down her cracked apartment window like tiny veins of light, tracing the rhythm of her thoughts. Bills piled on the counter. Her brother's cough echoed from the next room, and on her phone screen glowed a single message she swore she'd never sent. "You said you'd help with Jaden's bills, Derek. Don't lie to me again." Her thumbs trembled as she typed one more line, a threat she didn't mean. "I know about the Royce deal. Don't make me tell them." She hit send. A sigh escaped her lips. Relief, maybe. Regret, definitely. But then her phone buzzed again, a number she didn't recognize. "Who is this?" Another message appears. "Your name, Ms. Coleman." Her eyes widen. She hadn't given her name. The lights flicker again, once, twice. Her phone vibrates one more time. 1427, Maple Drive. Apartment 5B. Don't move. Her body goes cold. That's her address. Her phone buzzes again. A final text. Coming up. She backs away from the window, breath trembling, eyes darting toward the door. And then, a knock. Slow. Heavy. Final. One wrong text. One powerful stranger. And one night that would change her life forever. If you believe destiny can disguise itself as a mistake, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell us where you're watching from. The knock came again. Not frantic. Not impatient. Just slow, deliberate. Like whoever was outside knew she was listening, and wanted her to be afraid. Ava froze in place, clutching her phone to her chest. Her pulse hammered in her ears. Her old apartment door rattled softly as the rain hit harder against the windows. "Who is this?" she whispered through the door. No answer. Then, another knock. Louder this time. From outside, a low male voice. "Ms. Coleman, please open the door." Her throat went dry. That voice, calm, deep, unhurried, didn't sound like a cop. Didn't sound like her ex either. She glanced at the window. The 5 black SUVs were still there, engines idling, headlights cutting through the rain like silent sentinels. One of them flicked its high beams twice, a signal. The phone buzzed again in her hand. "It's safer if you open the door." Ava's heart slammed against her ribs. "Safer?" she muttered under her breath. "For who?" Her fingers hovered over 911, but before she could press it, the voice outside spoke again, firmer now. "Ms. Coleman, if you don't open the door, my men will." Something in his tone wasn't a threat, it was a promise. With trembling hands, Ava unlatched the chain and cracked the door open. And there he was. He didn't look like anyone who belonged in her neighborhood. Tall, immaculately dressed, black coat, tailored suit, no umbrella. Rain ran down his jawline as if even the storm hesitated to touch him. Behind him stood 2 men in dark suits, faces unreadable, earpieces glinting in the light. Ava Coleman. Her mouth went dry. Who are you?" He stepped forward slightly, extending a sleek black phone, her message glowing on its screen. "You sent me this." She blinked, confused. "Wait, you're Ethan Royce." He nodded once. "And you mentioned a deal with my group. Care to explain what that means?" Her mind scrambled for words. "It was a mistake. I meant to text someone else." "I know." His calmness disarmed her. No anger. No surprise. Just sharp, unwavering focus. He stepped past her, scanning the room with the precision of someone trained to notice everything. Ava's voice rose in panic. "Hey, you can't just..." He stopped, turning toward the small counter stacked with unpaid bills, prescription receipts, and an eviction notice. His gaze lingered, softening just slightly. "You live alone." Ava swallowed. "With my brother. He's 16. He nodded slowly, piecing things together in silence. Then his tone shifted, low, measured, dangerous. Derek Thompson. That's the man you were trying to reach. Her eyes widened. You know him. He used to work for a private tech contractor under my company. 2 months ago, he stole something from me, encrypted files worth more than either of us should talk about. Ava's lips parted. Stole? No, that can't be. He vanished. We've been tracking him since. Your message was unexpected. He slid his phone into his pocket. But now that he knows you texted me, Ms. Coleman, you've just become leverage. Ava took a step back, her pulse pounding. Leverage? What are you saying? Ethan turned to one of his men. Seal the block. Make sure no one gets near this building. The guard nodded and spoke into a hidden earpiece. Ava's voice trembled. You can't do this. You can't just come in here and... You don't understand, Ethan cut in, voice hardening. Derek's associates are dangerous. They'll think you betrayed them. By texting me, even by mistake, you've drawn their attention. Her heart dropped. So what happens now? Now, he said, glancing toward the rain-soaked window, I take you somewhere safe. Safe, she repeated bitterly. With you. He met her eyes. For the first time, she saw something in them. Not arrogance, not threat, but calculation mixed with concern. It's not a request, Ms. Coleman. He turned toward his men. Bring the vehicle around. Ava backed up, voice cracking. Wait, my brother. I can't just leave him. Ethan looked at her, tone firm but quiet. Where is he? St. Mary's Clinic. He's sick. Please, just tell me what's happening. Ethan paused, the faintest flicker of empathy crossing his face. He'll be protected. My people are already there. How do you even know where? Because, he interrupted, eyes narrowing, I make it my business to know who I'm dealing with. The sound of engines revved outside. One of the men opened the door. The night air rushed in, cold and wet. Ethan stepped aside, gesturing toward the hallway. You can walk, or they can carry you. Either way, we are leaving. Ava hesitated, fear and disbelief warring in her eyes. But when she saw the faint red laser dots dancing briefly on the building across the street, her breath caught. Snipers. Real ones. Whatever this man was involved in, it was far bigger than she could comprehend. She whispered, barely audible. What have I done? Ethan looked at her, tone steady but chillingly soft. You sent the wrong text, Ms. Coleman. Now you're part of the right story. That night, a single message pulled Ava Coleman from the life she knew, and into a world of secrets, danger, and a man whose power would rewrite her fate. Ava woke to unfamiliar softness, Egyptian cotton sheets, pristine white ceiling, and floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking a city that glittered 65 floors below. For a moment, she thought she was dreaming. Then memory crashed back. The text message, the black SUVs, Ethan Royce's unreadable grey eyes. Where am I? She whispered. Royce Tower, 6th to 5th floor. Ethan stood in the doorway, dressed in dark slacks and a crisp white shirt. In daylight, he looked even more formidable. Sharp jawline, dark hair silvered at the temples, eyes like storm clouds. You kidnapped me. I relocated you. There's a difference. He stepped inside with casual confidence. You're welcome to leave. But the moment you walk out that door, you become a target again. Ava's hands clenched. My brother, Jaden, where is he? Safe. At St. Mary's Hospital private wing. My security team is monitoring his room. His medical bills are being handled. I don't need your charity. It's not charity, Ms. Coleman. It's leverage. His voice was clinical, almost cold. As long as your brother needs protection, you'll cooperate. Before she could respond, Ethan showed her a tablet displaying bank transfers, small amounts deposited into accounts bearing her name, address, and social security number. Derek used your identity. On paper, You're the mastermind of a $2.3 billion corporate espionage operation. The room tilted. Ava grabbed the bed's edge. No, I would never. I know. His voice softened fractionally. But the FBI doesn't. You're being framed as Derek's insurance policy. If authorities close in, you take the fall. Hot tears burned behind Ava's eyes, but she refused to let them fall. So what now? I clear your name. Ethan sat across from her, his gaze level. Because you're not the criminal here. And because Derek Thompson made the mistake of stealing from me. There was something in his voice, a cold edge that made her skin prickle. This was personal. Why would you help me? She asked quietly. Because you know Derek. His patterns, his weaknesses. Right now, that makes you more valuable than any tech expert I could hire. He stood, moving to the window. You can walk out right now. Try to outrun the investigation, the federal charges being prepared. Or you stay here, work with me, and we take down the man who tried to destroy your life. Ava thought of Jaden alone in a hospital room, of the bills stacked on her kitchen counter, of Derek's cocky smile when he'd promised to help and then disappeared. The rage that filled her was pure, clarifying. If I help you, she said slowly, what happens to me after? Your name gets cleared. The charges disappear. You get a new start, with resources and protection. She met his gaze with newfound determination. Then let's do this. Ethan nodded once. Welcome to my world, Ava Coleman. It's not safe, and it's rarely fair. But it's honest about what it is. His voice was clinical, almost cold. As long as your brother needs protection, you'll cooperate. Before she could respond, Ethan showed her a tablet displaying bank transfers, small amounts deposited into accounts bearing her name, address, and social security number. Derek used your identity. On paper, you're the mastermind of a $2.3 billion corporate espionage operation. The room tilted. Ava grabbed the bed's edge. No, I would never. I know. His voice softened fractionally. But the FBI doesn't. You're being framed as Derek's insurance policy. If authorities close in, you take the fall. Hot tears burned behind Ava's eyes, but she refused to let them fall. So what now? I clear your name. Ethan sat across from her, his gaze level. Because you're not the criminal here. And because Derek Thompson made the mistake of stealing from me. There was something in his voice, a cold edge that made her skin prickle. This was personal. Why would you help me? She asked quietly. Because you know Derek. His patterns, his weaknesses. Right now, that makes you more valuable than any tech expert I could hire. He stood, moving to the window. You can walk out right now. Try to outrun the investigation, the federal charges being prepared. Or you stay here, work with me, and we take down the man who tried to destroy your life. Ava thought of Jaden alone in a hospital room, of the bills stacked on her kitchen counter, of Derek's cocky smile when he'd promised to help and then disappeared. The rage that filled her was pure, clarifying. If I help you, she said slowly, what happens to me after? Your name gets cleared. The charges disappear. You get a new start, with resources and protection. She met his gaze with newfound determination. Then let's do this. Ethan nodded once. Welcome to my world, Ava Coleman. It's not safe, and it's rarely fair. But it's honest about what it is. The burner phone felt heavy in Ava's hand. She sat in Ethan's command center, surrounded by monitors and 3 serious-faced people preparing to track her call. Marcus Hale, Ethan's mountain-sized head of security, spoke gently. Remember, you're terrified, alone. You just discovered accounts with your name attached to crimes you didn't commit. I am terrified, Ava said. That part won't be hard to fake. Rebecca, the red-haired digital forensics expert, nodded encouragingly. We are recording everything. If things go wrong, just hang up. Ava dialed Derek's number, her heart hammering. Yeah. His voice was cautious. Derek, it's me. It's Ava. She let her voice crack with genuine fear. Something's wrong. The FBI came to my apartment. They kept asking about accounts, about money transfers. They said I stole millions from some tech company. They think I'm a criminal. Jesus. He sounded shocked. When did this happen? Yesterday. I grabbed Jaden and ran. We are at a motel, but I can't even buy food. They froze my accounts. The lies wrapped in truth came easily now. Derek, they kept asking about you. Why would they do that? The silence stretched. Probably because we used to be together. Listen, I can help you, but you need to trust me. Across the room, Rebecca's screens filled with data, tracking his location. I don't have a choice, Ava said quietly. You're the only person I can call. You're not guilty, and I'm going to prove it. But you need to disappear for a few days. I have money saved. There's a cabin upstate, completely off the grid. You could take Jaden there while I sort the legal mess. Rebecca nodded, typing frantically, tracing the location he was calling from. You really think that would work? Ava injected desperate hope into her voice. Yeah, babe. Just give me 24 hours to arrange everything. Stay safe, okay? I've got you. The line went dead. Ava set down the phone with shaking hands. You did great, Rebecca said warmly. He bought it completely. We got his location, Warehouse District. But Marcus's expression was grim as he checked his phone. Boss, we have a problem. He's heading towards St. Mary's Hospital. Ava's blood turned to ice. Jaden. He wouldn't, Marcus said without conviction. He's sending a message. Ethan was already moving. Marcus, get a team there now. Visible but discreet. Rebecca, pull hospital camera feeds. They watched on monitors as Derek approached St. Mary's entrance, stood watching, then smiled directly at one of Ethan's security agents. He raised his phone, took a picture, and walked away. Seconds later, the burner phone buzzed with a text. Cute security team. Guess you're not as alone as you said, Ava. The diner where we first met. 8 p.m. tonight. Come alone, or your brother's medications get very expensive. D. Attached was the photo of St. Mary's entrance with Ethan's security clearly visible. He knows, Ava whispered. Then we spring the trap first, Ethan said coldly. The diner sat on the edge of the warehouse district, its neon sign flickering against the twilight. Ava sat in Ethan's SUV a block away, watching through tinted windows as his team positioned themselves around the building. Marcus spoke quietly into his radio, coordinating movements with military precision. You don't have to do this, Ethan said from beside her. We can find another way. No. Ava's voice was steady despite her racing heart. He threatened Jaden. This ends tonight. She wore a wire so thin she could barely feel it. In her ear, a nearly invisible comm device connected her to Ethan's entire team. Rebecca's voice came through clearly. All positions ready. Audio and visual confirmed. Ava stepped out of the SUV, the cool evening air raising goosebumps on her arms. The diner's bell chimed as she entered. Derek sat in a corner booth, the same one where they'd had their first date 3 years ago. The irony wasn't lost on her. Ava. He stood, that familiar smile on his face. I'm glad you came. She slid into the booth across from him, keeping her hands visible. You threatened my brother. I protected you. Derek leaned forward. When those suits showed up at St. Mary's, I knew someone had gotten to you. Was it Royce? Is he holding you somewhere? In her ear, Ethan's voice. His fishing. Stay calm. Nobody's holding me, Ava said. I'm trying to fix the mess you made. Me. Derek's laugh was bitter. Ava, Royce is playing you. He's not the hero you think he is. Then tell me the truth, she challenged. Why did you use my name? My accounts? Derek's expression shifted, became harder. Because I needed insurance. The people I'm working with, they don't forgive mistakes. If things went wrong, I needed someone to take the fall. So you chose me. The woman who loved you. The woman who was convenient, he corrected coldly. Single mother, desperate for money, dating a tech contractor. The perfect patsy. Ava's hands clenched beneath the table. Who are you working with? People with enough power to make Ethan Royce disappear. Derek pulled out his phone. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to walk out of here with me. We are going to get Jaden from that hospital. And then we are all going somewhere Royce can't follow. And if I refuse, then Jaden's next medication delivery gets delayed. Lupus patients can't miss doses, can they? Complications happen so fast. In her ear, we've got him on extortion. Marcus, move in. The diner's door burst open. Marcus entered with 4 agents, guns drawn. Derek Thompson, don't move. But Derek was already sliding out of the booth, pulling Ava with him, a gun she hadn't seen suddenly pressed against her ribs. Nobody moves or she dies. Through the window, Ava saw more vehicles pulling up, not Ethan's. The trap had been turned on them. Did you really think, Derek hissed in her ear, that I'd come here alone? The standoff lasted seconds that felt like hours. Derek held Ava against him, gun pressed to her side, as 6 armed men poured into the diner. Not police, not Ethan's security. Private contractors with dead eyes and expensive weapons. Then Ethan walked through the door, hands visible and empty, his expression calm. Let her go, Derek. So the billionaire shows himself. Derek's grip tightened. I was hoping you would. This was never about the data, was it? Ethan kept his voice level. Jacob Winters sent you after me. Used the theft as cover for something bigger. Derek laughed. Jacob sends his regards. And a message. Some empires deserve to fall. Like yours is about to. Ethan's eyes flicked to something behind Derek. The diner's rear windows shattered inward. Smoke grenades hit the floor. Ethan moved with surprising speed, grabbing Ava and pulling her down as Marcus's team stormed in from multiple entry points. Gunfire erupted. Ava pressed against the floor, Ethan's body covering hers, as tactical teams secured the diner. When the smoke cleared, Derek was on the ground, hands zip-tied, his contractors subdued. You think you won. Derek spat as Marcus hauled him up. Jacob's already released the files. By morning, Royce Industries is finished. Actually, Rebecca's voice came through everyone's comms. By morning, Jacob Winters is going to prison. While you were busy threatening Ava, we traced every encrypted communication back to him. Corporate espionage, insider trading, extortion. The FBI arrested him 20 minutes ago. Derek's face went white. Ethan stood, helping Ava to her feet. You chose the wrong enemy. And you threatened the wrong woman. 3 days later, Ava stood in St. Mary's Hospital watching Jaden sleep peacefully, his medications regulated, his color better than she'd seen in months. All bills paid. All threats neutralized. He looks good. Ethan appeared beside her, hands in his pockets. Thanks to you. She turned to face him. Derek and Jacob. Federal custody. They'll be away for a very long time. His expression softened. Your accounts are cleared. New identity documents if you want them. And a job offer if you're interested. A job? I need someone to run my new charitable foundation. Someone who understands what it means to fight for family. Someone I trust. Ava studied his face. This powerful man who'd appended her life and then put it back together stronger than before. Why me? Because you're brave without realizing it. Strong without pretending to be. And because... He paused. Because I want you in my world. Not as a victim or witness. As an equal. Something warm unfurled in Ava's chest. One wrong text message. led you exactly where you needed to be. Ethan's rare smile appeared. Sometimes fate disguises itself as a mistake. Outside, black SUVs waited. But this time, Ava wasn't afraid. She was ready for whatever came next. Drop your location in the comments if this story moved you. And subscribe, because fate works in mysterious ways.